Hey my dudes, my name is Cecilia and welcome to another week in my kitchen here in Stockholm. And this week I am just absolutely over the moon excited for this rhubarb upside down cake. I had this idea and I started testing it, and then I was testing it and testing it and testing it, and oh boy, what a journey it was. And I feel like I have finally cracked the code. I'm super stoked on it. It is rich, it is moist, it is so fruity, it is so spring. It's gorgeous. It was ugly for a long time. It was very ugly for a very long time. And now I think it's beautiful and I'm so excited. So instead of me continuing to just wax euphoric about this cake, let me just show you how to make it. Let's get started. First things first, let's set ourselves up for success. You want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, no fan. You also want to be using a springform pan because once we flip the cake over, you want to be able to take the lid off so that like the steam releases, but you want to be able to keep the sides contained because otherwise the cake tends to go like, ugh, and it's not quite as pretty. So it's better with a springform pan. Prep your pan by covering the bottom with a circle of parchment paper. Take some melted butter and brush all over the bottom and up the sides. Generously sugar the bottom, making sure you get sugar in the corner so the cake will have a crunchy, almost caramelized edge. Try not to get it up the sides though, or the cake will stick. Dust a thin layer of cornstarch on the bottom. I like to stay away from the edge and just put it in the middle where the rhubarb will go. Rhubarb has a lot of water in it, and without this step, your cake will end up very soggy. Cut the rhubarb into pieces. I like to do this before making the batter as the batter comes together super quickly. I like to cut the rhubarb a bit shorter than the pan. This way I get an almost caramelized cake edge while the middle becomes ultra moist and lush. Once you have placed all the rhubarb in the pan, set to the side and get started on the batter. Sift together 180 grams of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of baking powder, and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and then set that to the side. Combine 100 grams of sour cream with 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and whisk together, then set that also to the side. Place 120 grams of butter and 200 grams of sugar in the bowl of a stand mixer. Using the paddle attachment, whip on high until light and fluffy. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and add 2 eggs. Whip again on high until even lighter and fluffier. Scrape down the sides of your bowl, add in half of your dries, and mix on a low speed, just until combined. Scrape down the bowl, add in all of your liquids, and continue mixing on low speed. Once incorporated, scrape down the bowl again, add in the rest of the dries, and continue mixing. I like to finish the batter by hand just so I know it is completely lump and streak free. Pour the batter over the rhubarb. Spread it out evenly so the cake can bake evenly. Pop in the oven and bake for about 40 to 45 minutes. Look at this cake. I am so excited about it. It feels ready. It's nice and dark. We love to see it. I'm 90% sure it's fine on the edge. Just gonna run my knife along. Now, you want to do this as soon as it comes out of the oven. I have a nice big plate here. And you want to get underneath it. And then with all the confidence in the world, flip. Okay. Now, loosen up the side of your springform just enough so that you can pop your bottom off. Hallå, come here now. There we go. Paper off. Oi, 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 oi. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. You want to just... Hello. Okay, there's too much caramel on here. It's fine. You don't need to click it shut. It would be better if you could, but I can't. Whatever. It's going to be fine. So we're just going to let it cool like that because I think this cake will be fine and won't relax. And now all we have to do is wait until it's 100% cool and then we get to eat it. So after this was cooled completely, I forgot to film it, but I just took the ring away and cleaned up my edges and decorated with these nice little cherry blossoms that I found. I will not tell you where. It is cherry blossom season here in Stockholm, and so I went and got some. But moment of truth, let's have some cake. I also thought this would be good with a little bit of chantilly, which is just some whipping cream, vanilla extract, and some powdered sugar, and you make a nice whipped cream out of it. I like my whipped cream fairly loose. Like, okay, wait, hold on. And then you just take your little flowers. Look how beautiful that is. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen in your entire life? If it's not, you're lying. You're lying. That's beautiful. And it's so easy. Anybody can make this. Anybody, I promise you. Holy guacamole, that's good. Wow. I like that I'm surprised by how good this is. Like, I haven't eaten this 14 times this week. I'm not joking with you. You are going to like be obsessively in love with this cake. And the edges, like, they're so nice. Like, this is like really like crispy, and you have this really great textural difference. And that's why I said don't put the cornstarch out to your edges, so that you could have this crispy, sugary corner, but then inside it's like super soft. So it's like all of these textures. It's such a soft, springy flavor. I'm a genius. Like, you guys, who knew I could bake? Honestly, I didn't think I could. I love that I'm supposed to like just take a bite for the camera, and I like stand here and eat a whole slice. Gott! Herregud. Okay, I'm gonna need a minute. Oh man, my dudes, I am just so happy right now. I am very proud of myself. It was a real struggle to get here with this cake. You know, when something keeps going wrong and keeps going wrong, and you kind of go, why is this so hard for me? I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've been a baker, I've been a pastry chef, I worked in some of the best restaurants and bakeries in the world, and yet I can't do a cake. Is there something wrong with me? Am I not good enough? And you have all these doubts, and to finally get over that hurdle and be able to make something that is truly delicious and beautiful, and that hits your expectations, exceeds your own self-imposed expectations and judgments. And I'm very critical of everything that I do. It's just a really good feeling, and I'm so excited to be able to like share that with you guys. And I also think that, like, besides all of, you know, my own stuff that I just talked about, it's a legitimately freaking delicious cake. This is so tasty. Like, I am just filled with joy at how delicious this was, and I want you, my beautiful viewer, to also be filled with joy. And I just hope that you have a really great week, and I see you around next week. Hejdå!